games of the day before tiebreakers. We've got Vega Squadron versus Escape, and if Escape win this, they are the direct in qualifier.
Yep.
Like they're going to TI, guys. So let's just jump into the draft because I think we're all really excited to see kind of what goes down.
Yeah, unfortunately for Vega, they are out of their chance to make it. Which really sucks for them, but you know, maybe we'll be seeing them just try out some stuff here versus Syndrome just to kind of mess with them a little bit. Either way, yep, like you were saying, if Escape wins this game, they are on their way, and we'll be seeing Syndrome playing at a TI for the first time in a long time.
And yeah, I don't know, it's just very exciting. So it's gonna be Beast Mode, so they just want to pick up Kazu's hero.
Yeah.
Them's the rules. It's amazing that they've done so well, and kudos to them again. So next pick up here, though, they go with the Venge. I have Dota sounds muted. I was like, why am I not getting anything? There we go, folks.
Where's the drums? Where's the battle drums? Oh, there it is.
So, and Terrorblade, because Vega, they're gonna try to win with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the hero, like we were saying, it has a 80% win rate. It did drop after the last game, of course, so now it's down to a 78% win rate, but still pretty absurd for a hero chosen only in the TI qualifiers.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna just be the Tide. We talked about this. Obviously, the Tide with the threat of Ravage really helps you push with the Terrorblade. You don't even have to blow the Ravage. You just kind of stand up there, say, hey, you can fight into this. You're gonna die because we've got a Metamorphosis Terrorblade. And for Vega, maybe wanting to ban out other heroes that, of course, Escape do really well with. There's Qualifier Tinker to worry about. There's also all of Era's scary heroes that he plays really well as a carry.
Yeah, the big ones that stand out is probably like the Invoker and the Timber Saw. So like they do remove out the Timber Saw just because it's extremely good versus the Terrorblade, and that's what they're gonna kind of focus on.
Well, for Escape, yeah, I mean they've got plenty of options. I don't know. It has been a long day. What do you for Escape Gaming? Do you get nervous? Like, you know, you're one game away from it. You have to like, you might not have to go through playoffs if you can secure this.
Nah, they shouldn't get
nervous. They
should feel very good right now. They've been playing exceedingly well. They've been winning majority of their games. Obviously, they're on a 4-game win streak, and they've been running things that are a bit outside the box. We, of course, saw them pick Earthshaker, which nobody's picking Earthshaker, so that was a big shocker. They picked it twice now.
They ran the Necropost lineup.
And they ran the Necropost lineup as well, so that's a little bit. And they were the only teams to be successful with Morphling, and not only just with the Morphling and Tinker. That super greedy combo.
Yeah, that was the game where Era was like 17-0.
Yep.
It was pretty ridiculous. He was out farming the AM. Yeah, it was amazing. So, well, Escape, it's their turn, and we'll see what they end up. Another support. Oh, for them, I'm expecting.
Yeah, they do, like you were calling, they decide to ban out it. Qualifier Tinker pairs very well with the Beastmaster, of course, with the global presence of the Hawk. You're able to bring your Tinker to places to either farm in an aggressive manner, or, of course, when he gets a bit of more farm, he can join in the fights easily, boxing in on top of the Hawks. And it's also quite good versus Terrorblade to clean up the illusions. And, like we were mentioning as well, Escape goes straight for that Invoker Qualifier.
Yeah, the other option. Now, Slaughter, this is a hero that, obviously, some teams do quite prioritize it. I haven't personally, in the games we've been casting, seen it be very successful in Europe.
Yeah, I feel like I've been seeing it have a pretty huge decline. I think these two teams don't really pick it too often. I know Escape Gaming has before, but I don't think during these qualifiers. And then right away, I mean, it's almost like they knew it was kind of coming. This is what they picked earlier today.
Yeah.
Yes, that was much earlier today, a couple hours ago, versus Power Rangers. I mean, of course, Warcry versus Amp damage is very good, and this is actually like, now Sven's even better. You know, Warcry is great versus Death Prophet. Sven is also extremely good versus Death Prophet because he's able to burst heroes down. It's great versus the Terrorblade as well because obviously Cleave, you're also quite tanky. You're able to man-fight a Terrorblade quite easily. You also have your own reliable stun as lockdown to try to hold him down so he can't get Sunder off. And yeah, I'm already really liking Escape's setup of the game, and they're gonna be able. They have tools to actually save the Death Prophet because of the Dazzle, but with the Venge swap, if they're able to get the Death Prophet just in a really like awful position from that, Escape have the potential to be able to burst him really easily with their heroes.
Yeah, and for Escape, they're gonna get rid of the Disruptor. It's makes a lot of sense. You know, you just glimpse people back, causing problem. Just something Escape don't want to play against as well, it looks like, with having to deal with that Static Storm most likely.
That hero's also been having like pretty good win rate. I can't believe I just closed my win rate tabs of heroes, but Disruptor overall since the Manila Major, in Manila Major on the main stage he had like a 70% win rate as a support. Yeah. And Wyvern picked up for Vega, very good into the Beastmaster, obviously because the inner beast. He's also a bit of push, which they were lacking quite heavily amongst their lineup. They pretty much only had the Death Prophet nuke to take out creep waves. So Winter Wyvern, good pick there for them. Lots of auras up on the side of Escape Gaming.
And they're gonna go for this lost spot. I wonder if they actually want to, because they can go for a bit more. I mean, they have a push lineup if they want it. The Venge with the Sven, with the Invoker, but Escape also can pick people off with the Beastmaster. Kezu has been doing a fantastic job there. Actually been getting some ridiculously early refreshes and so on, but
what's the Yapsor hero here? They've been playing a lot of Dazzle and Venge, but that's not really the Yapsor hero. He has like one game of Enigma.
They didn't win that one, right?
They did not win that one.
Yeah, Enigma one. There was that IO game. And
yeah, we even mentioned the Earthshaker, but that's banned out. Vega banned on it.
Oh, okay. So
we didn't even consider this one because these teams have actually kind of been avoiding it. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm assuming they know how to play it, but I don't know if they know how to play it to the level that they want. And I'm surprised. I'm guessing they have to, but I'd be surprised if they take a gamble here, because if they do win this game, they also don't have to worry about the playoffs. Those can be very stressful. So.
I really like this pick. I mean, it's incredibly good versus Terrorblade. Natural Order is even better versus these high agi heroes that just benefit a lot from their armor. Terrorblade, super squishy, relies extremely much so on his armor early on and throughout the later stages of the game. And this is going to completely nullify it once the other Titan has enough levels in that Natural Order, as well as they now have a scouting tool for the Roshan. So if on top of the Invoker, Sunstrike, and the Hawk, they have more scouting tools for if Vega decides to go for that Roche, and it gives them a lot more presence in the team fight. So I really, really like this Elder Titan pickup from Escape Gaming.
Yeah, and yep, so I mean, it's good with Earthshaker. It's somewhat similar to Elder Titan when it comes to being good with positioning things. We'll see. I'm sure he knows how to use it. Very skilled player, Yapso. But yeah.
Where did my prediction go? Didn't show up. Is it because it paused right away?
Maybe. Or maybe you get no more predictions.
What the hell, dude? That was my whole
addicted to them.
Yeah, come on.
Oh well, for Vega, obviously, as we said already, they are out. But you want to still show something good. You want to maybe force someone into an uncomfortable position, or just go out with a bang.
Yeah, we'll see what they get here. I mean, they have a pretty well-rounded lineup. It's a single core Terrorblade. I mean, the Slardar can start to develop a bit, but Mag is more so one of those players that you really just see him just being a playmaker rather than getting like emphasis in farm. But they do have Death Prophet as well, so Exorcism with an amplified damage can be quite strong. And okay, there we go. Nice. Oh, they see the smoke with the Sunstrike.
Yep. So that's nice. Of course, folks will be TPing out toward. I love this, right? We've gone from, I imagine in like 2 weeks, no more will people be TPing out, right? Because there'll be too many people TPing out, and then it just weeks later it'll change again. Either way, Yaps are actually going up top, TP to mid to make sure he wasn't spotted maybe by a rotation up there, and it's actually going to be the sentry. Where is this next? Where the next Sunstrike landed? Didn't quite see.
I didn't catch Groupstage either.
It was somewhere.
I'm trying to look for some explosion. Let's see.
Do you think they'll bother for... Actually, let's introduce the players, guys. I'm totally awake and alive. It's not like we've been up since much earlier than 1 AM. We've got Sioma player on that Wyvern. We've got Mag playing up that Slaughter. Solo playing that Dazzle. No one on the mid Death Prophet. And last but not least, Terrorblade being played up by FN.
Yeah, and let's see how well how other lanes benefit them, because I think Slaughter is going to struggle quite a bit, but it looks like he might just go for the Iron Talon build. Just kidding, he sold it. He's deciding.
What?
There we go, now.
Oh yeah, okay, he's putting it back.
Yeah, he's just like buying it and selling it, and then Terrorblade's just buying smokes and selling them as well.
Yeah. Tossing it over to you to introduce Escape.
Alright, let's take a look. We have Cinderin up on the Vengeful Spirit, his signature hero as of late. He likes to throw his life away for his teammates on this one. We have Qualifier up on the Invoker in the mid lane. We have Yapsor playing the Elder Titan with the boots, which we do see everybody pick up. Then we do have Era playing that Sven with a mango in his inventory. A little bit of different items than we see a lot of people do, but he's probably just trying to rush out that Helmet Dominator very early. And last but not least, we have who is going for laning items first.
Yeah, at first, now we've been seeing a lot of Beastmasters head out to the jungle, so obviously we'll make a decision on how awful this lane is. For Eri, you mentioned Helm of the Dominated first. We've been also seeing the Armlet build. You're expecting Helm out of him? Like, Armlet Blink first, some folks do go as well.
I guess we'll see. I thought that he was gonna go for the Helmet Dominator just so he can pull ahead very early, and he's mid lane.
Yeah,
Actually
we
getting
already
some trades.
is going pretty well. I mean, no one considering it was 2v1, getting a good amount of harass onto the Invoker, but Prophet will now, yeah, that'll be the salve coming out. Two of them, actually.
Maybe they just have Yapsor stack up Ancients instead of going for that Dominator and go for the that Armlet rush that we do see people doing a lot. But Yapsor knows that Mag is gonna be jungling. He just walks up right next to him, and yeah, Mag has to pretty much get the hell out of there. And now he's already level 2 at least though. Now he's running back to base, full HP, full mana. A little bit awkward, but
In that top lane, we are going to see Beastmaster not being pressured too much so far. Has the two boars up, trying to stick it out. Has hit level 2. There are 3 heroes up here, so I'm expecting it to get a bit hairy for the Beastmaster. But if they let him hang out, you know, he'll try to do his best to keep the supports up there so they don't roam anywhere else.
I think that's pretty much what he's trying to do with the item build that he has. Instead of just going straight to the jungle, he's just like, alright, I can keep the supports here for a bit. They don't really have the best kill potential if I'm not super far up mid lane. Now we do see Yapsor getting the wrap behind on no one. Going for the stomp, he gets the stomp on him, but they don't really have any follow-up.
Yeah, they're just harassing Yapso. Second time, just coming in for the harass. If he hits level 2 with the added spirit, could cause some problems, but... well, depending on how he wants to play it. Anyway, down bottom, we do end up seeing Slaughter very quickly abandon the lane. So Error is free, and we'll see Cinderin right now trying to get as much experience as possible, but available to rotate. So.
Yeah, and Yapsor actually put a Sentry Ward down to block the big camp in the Dire side, so Slaughter will only have one camp there. But he knows that it was cleared out now. Yapsor scans it out, or walks up and checks it out with his face and a haste rune. And yeah, they make sure to ward those camps, Slaughter, so he can't really accelerate his farm, or find any farm really.
Oh. Well, on game plans here, because for Escape, it feels like, I mean, we've all seen this draft before. It's not super new, so, and similarly with Vega, but what exact items do you think waiting for on Escape before they decide to start going, or will Era just, since there's no one here, he can actually just try to put damage on this tower?
Slaughter ports down though. He's now gonna get some nice XP. He gets stunned up, but there's no way that he's gonna die here. So able to get a little bit of experience under the tower. I think more so for Escape, other than items, it's more so just a level thing. So they probably just need levels up on the supports, levels up on the Beastmaster, and then able to make the rotations because they do have the, you know, Elder Titan Stomp into the Venge Stun into Sunstrike combo. So wouldn't be too surprised if we see the Venge and the Elder Titan make a rotation quite soon to maybe even the off lane. Maybe even just make a wraparound on the mid. One of those two.
Yeah, Cinderin close to, has boot money, so could help out, and is rotating over. Might stack something on the way. Yeah, we got drawings on the map. It looks like they really do want to get a kill on no one. Has enough mana for a Spirit Siphon. There are 3 heroes coming around here.
Only enough mana for 1 right now. Only siphon mana for 1.
Getting close. Okay, we are just actually having people. This is just Beastmaster discovering that his jungle is in a sad state of affairs, and Death Prophet will be just fine. I mean, yeah, action ain't gonna be happening.
Yeah, not just yet. They were trying to do something, maybe hoping that no one steps up aggressively, but as soon as he gets his bottle, gets more mana up, they realize that their effort of killing him would be futile. Sayoma though, he's very careful. He gets stunned up, he doesn't have the Arctic burn up, and this should be a very easy kill. Yeah. Sunstrike on top, and quite quick gets last hit. So even though he was struggling a bit in his lane in CS, getting the Sunstrike last hit, that bonus of experience as well as the gold, which is very good.
Speaking of struggling, the Crypt Swarm not quite enough. But we will see Quick force back a little bit. Gonna head out home. Hopefully, as you said, the Sunstrike helps them get back into this one. But all in all, good job. And this tower's gonna, yep, they've already taken bottom tower area, just going for it. That's another thing that's gonna be helping out everybody across the board for Escape.
Yeah, and he's actually, yeah, he is going for the Dominator rush.
Yeah.
That's kind of expected. Very
just
good. He needs, I mean, in my opinion at least, and I know a couple of other people agree, is Sven is a hero where you have to play where If you're aligned with the other carry, you're behind. You want to be playing from ahead as the Sven.
Makes a lot of sense. And we often do see that reflected in the net worth graph, right? If the Sven is not ahead, something's gone wrong in your game. Vega also trying to push. Do they? Oh, actually, they answer my question. They're rotating to see if they can do something. Kazu in a little bit of trouble.
They
There's
get the
gonna
stop
be
on the TV though.
And now Solo, he's gonna get turned around on, beaten down. Terrorblade will just manage to TP out, but a big overextension.
Yeah, big overcommitment, and they're not even gonna get the tower here. They get a net kill on the Dazzle. Very good stuff for Escape Gaming. And at least Vega is recognizing, you know, they must have seen Era's items, and it's just kind of a thing that, you know, you kind of want to do. Ward out the enemy ancients. They even commit 2 wards.
Yeah, I was a little. Obviously, they give different vision, but I guess making sure it's not found in the trees, right? Versus.
Yeah, I guess you really hope that Escape doesn't put the sentry up on the high ground, and then they, you know, catch out that one in the tree as well. That might be pretty crappy, but as soon as they try to stack the first one, they're going to recognize that that is blocked, and we will probably see some pings over on the ancient area from Era as soon as that happens.
Also, just an easier place to de-ward due to them having the Hawk.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but maybe it'll work out for a little while, especially if Escape end up busy with other issues, which, speaking of the support rotations on Vega, not really something that's been happening. Sioma instead is stacking up jungle, while we do have Dazzle hanging out in lane. Again, looking like they might be interested in pushing this top tower.
Yeah, Dazzle, Wyvern for the most part are very static heroes. They're not really able to make ganking rotations. Wyvern may be a little bit of the exception once he gets a couple levels into Splinter Blast, but...
No,
lane,
Primal
Roar,
Roar,
Sunstrike, Echo Stop, and they do get the Grave up though,
but unfortunately, he'll go for the TP. Do they have the damage? Nope, he'll TP out. Will Solo be the one to kill it?
Solo.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Maybe Solo up, don't believe. So, we'll go down, and of course...
Carry.
Yeah,
No.
totally worth it, actually, when you... that way.
Yeah, now Escape probably just has to be ready for that next time, just be a little bit more prompted on holding onto one of their stuns at least. But the Roar are going to be up again in 45 seconds. They're going to be able to do that again.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about the Beastmaster. He did manage to soak a lot of experience up in here, and I mean, even if he didn't, he has an Iron Talon, he can jungle.
Yeah, and they're just putting, like, this is perfect. They're putting... Escape is putting the pressure onto the Terrorblade, while Sven is just absolutely free farming in the jungle. He's just taking some stacks, making sure to try to stack his ancients, but it is still blocked. And yeah,
Okay.
he's just farming.
The fact that the level 2 sleep lasts long enough for Elder Titan to get away from the Spirit Siphoning Death Prophet. That's not often do you see supports escape from her. Again, they're gonna go for the push in top lane. As you talked about though, 4 seconds, Primal Roar will be back up. Doesn't look like they want to commit the TP yet because he needs to heal up. So this may actually, well, they have Glyph actually.
Yeah, but this is, like, it's really good by Escape. They're forcing the pressure onto themselves in a way, but they're bringing the action to the Terrorblade constantly, and yeah, Sven just completely farming.
Yeah, the tower will be denied. Oh my goodness, Ben, and there it is. Oh, the Primal Roar, the Sunstrike, the Cold Embrace does come out, as does the Shallow Grave. Kezu taking a lot of damage with a nice Stormbolt. The Spirit Siphon will end up killing off one, and now more Spirit Siphons. Era getting ripped on through as the Cinderin.
Bit cocky there.
I don't think expecting the no one rotation. Actually, they had a ward up here, so.
Yeah, that was over eagerness by Escape. They already were leading with 3-0. Overextending really hard, going for just these kills when they're playing into a lineup that will definitely TP and respond, while Invoker can't really, like we said it even in the last game, Invoker can't move this early. So they know they're going to get outnumbered in that situation. So just a little bit of an over-aggressive play there, but they're still doing the right idea, you know. They're trying to put the pressure on the Terrorblade rather than just letting him farm by any means.
Yeah, and it's still going well for the Sven. Era did take a tumble there. We won't get to see a 17-0 Era again, but hey, he's still farming up a storm. They're gonna realize that they do realize it's blocked. They will be able to de-ward if they check in the trees with the Beastmaster. Yeah,
now they're gonna know for sure.
Yeah.
Jinner's gonna walk over, he's gonna check again, he's gonna pick, alright, where's this ward?
Yeah,
he
also
into the creep, turn into the jungle.
Yeah, he can howl and check, or yeah, he's pinging it. He knows. Anyway, enough looking at Stern. Is anything interesting happening on the lineup of Vega?
Just Mag's rotation in the top lane was actually super perfect. He's pretty much got his Blink Dagger finished up, 400 gold away from that, and he's got good levels. Level 7 on that Squadron, who they emphasized a lot to try to mess with him. They blocked his jungle, and they were trying to pressure him a lot in that off lane, but Mag is pushing through it.
Yeah, and only 400 gold away from that Blink Dagger, while FN about to have that Dragon Lance coming out to him. So, meanwhile, Escape, they try to mount a bit of a push on the top lane. And it's really nice to, of course, again, just power up the Elder Titan. If folks do TP in on them, Stomp's usually a pretty good way of getting on out.
Yeah, they just need their level 6s now on their supports, and
oh wow,
Yapsor actually opts to go for 2 points in natural order instead of picking up his ultimate. Might actually end up being a big mistake now that Vega's going for Roshan.
But Sunstrike does end up scouting that Roshan out. They are headed, well, Elder Titan's headed over, probably just gonna throw the Spirit in there. This thing is falling fast. They of course did use Exorcism. There goes the Spirit coming out, but Death Prophet is letting them know I might be coming on over as well. And it doesn't look like Escape can contest.
Yeah, Kazu decides to just stay top. He takes top tower. They don't think they're going to make it there in time. And like I was mentioning, Yapsor opts to go for 2 in natural order rather than Earth Splitter. So their team fight potential is a bit lacking at the current moment in comparison to Vega's.
Do you think, as you said, it maybe is a mistake coming out there, but they're also kind of waiting for Air, it feels like, to get another item, whether that's the Blink or the Echo Saber or something for the fight? Just didn't quite feel like Escape wanted to engage there on the Roche?
Yeah, they don't want to. I mean, walking into Exorcism and a Roche Pit versus Winter Wyvern and Slardar and everything, it could be means for disaster. Like we said, Invoker takes time to build up, especially when you do the Midas build. He's got the drums now, so now he's going to be able to join a little bit in the fights, but they didn't even have Book on Beastmaster. They don't have the ultimate from Yapsor. They don't have Swap from Synderen at that point. So, they're just playing impatient. They're just going to play to their strengths rather than try to go into a nasty position where they can kind of just lose their entire small advantage that they did have. Yeah, it looks like the armlet will be picked up next on the Sven.
It's very even here. Escape. Oh, okay. Then, oh no, sorry, Slaughter going on to Kazu, who throws out the Primal Roar. He has teammates nearby, but they're not quite near enough. Crypt Swarm will finish him off. Can they get some sleep? Never mind. They're not close enough. They're just going to focus on the mid tower, on Escape.
Yep, being able to pressure it a little bit, but still they can't get it at all.
Yeah.
Nara just farming.
Yeah, that's, I mean, oh, he does disassembled for the omelet. That's not one I have seen
Whoa.
a bunch, and now he's going Mask of Madness. I haven't seen this build before. Have you?
Not since Dota 1.
Okay.
This was like the old school Sven build that everybody did it like maybe like 7 years ago. It was like the armlet into Mask of Madness, but that's when Mask of Madness was super strong though. It's been nerfed a lot since then, but I've actually been wanting to see people go for like a build with the Mask of Madness and see how it works out. Might not work in his favor, but still, at least he's trying something different out, changing it up a little bit.
Yeah, it seems a little scary into the Death Prophet, of course, because of how much. Okay, what is the courier doing? Is it really gonna go down? No, it's fine. They healed it back up and gave it some armor and so on. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a way of getting lifesteal and a false omelet, and also he stacked some stuff. So, well. We'll see if Air is starting a trend or not. It looks like this tower should be easily going the way of Vega, so they get another tier 1, just the one left in bottom, and of course mid, really important for that map control.
I guess he maybe feels like he got the value out of the Dominator there too. He stacked up the Ancients a few times, and Mask of Madness gives good lifesteal. It's not like you need to activate it to get that 20% lifesteal from it, so it doesn't give you any stats, it doesn't give you any armor like Dominator does, which gives you a little bit of armor and some damage, but it gives you, of course, it's activatable, which also helps him, just helps him accelerate his farm in a way as well, not needing to blow his god strength on farming really at all.
Well, while we go back to farming, is there anything, I don't know, anything you want to talk about here? Anything odd? Because, like, we're just going to be in a farming game, it feels like, for a little bit longer, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the Mask of Madness is very odd. That's pretty much the weirdest
Other than
thing
that,
I've seen
is
in a while.
anybody doing anything crazy here? It's not too much. Looking like Yapso probably working on a Yule's.
Yeah, that's pretty much the ordinary. Some people go for the Soul Ring build, but he decides he's going for Raindrops instead, and he's going for the Void Stone to just accelerate toward that Yule's a bit faster, but Yeah, Escape doesn't want to fight right now into the Aegis by any means, and they seem to be kind of just content with farming.
Yeah, they'll burn at least another minute here. Looking around on Escape. How many of these players have been to TI? Because Era has, Cinderin has, Qualifier, right?
Three.
Just the three, so.
Yep, because Yapsor is the new soul coming in here, and Keizu was the Han Star.
Well, while they go to push a little bit in mid, instead we will see bottom go down, again in favor of Vega. And this will be the last tower that they should get with that Aegis, since they only have about 30 seconds left on it, although they might TP home to fight. Escape really trying to invade the jungle here.
Yeah, a lot of defensive wards coming out for them as well. Putting 3 wards, emphasizing on that middle lane, and now they get the nice ward up on the high ground there to be able to scout out the movements from Vega. But Vega says, yeah, we don't care. We have Exorcism. We're going to get to push this tier 2 down quick.
Considering that they are using Exorcism for Escape to get any, or to get, if they could took down this tier 2, they probably won't, but getting some good damage on it. Trade, just because they aren't as push-oriented.
I don't really like the trade too much from Escape, but I guess they just maybe they didn't get a timer properly on the Aegis, and they didn't want to even try like de-pushing out Vega. It ends up working out for them, and they get a pretty much even trade. They actually end up getting 2 towers as well.
Yeah.
They both end up trading on 2 towers, so it's I guess it's pretty much even. I would probably rather have that bottom tier 2 tower just with the Roshans from Escape. But either way, I mean, it is what it is. It's happened at this point, and they just kind of have to accept it. And they are recognizing that, yeah, Aaron still needs to get 1 more item at least to be able to just join into the fray. He's got his blink, he's got the armlet and the weird Mask of Madness, but he still is not entirely fight ready.
Are you thinking BKB so he doesn't have to worry about being controlled by the Slaughter?
He probably has to, which kind of sucks because he's into Slardar and Exorcism and Dazzle. Not really that much magical damage, but there's, I mean, getting hit by 1 Slytherin Crush could really hurt him. He really doesn't want to have to go for BKB in this game. It literally only blocks Curse and Crush.
Yeah.
And okay, sure, Crypt Swarm and Spirit Siphon. So that actually kind of seems like maybe it's a bit value. So, and it's also just a safe thing on, so you don't get kited as hard. And we do see actually a kill up on top lane. Keizu bringing out that Blink Dagger. He just got it actually, so it's very timely for him to get that.
Yeah, we've been seeing some folks finishing up that Necronomicon level 3 before going for the Blink, and some of them picking it up earlier. What exactly is the thought process usually?
If you just don't need the book 3 to get kills, and
okay, I did not catch that one. I was in a books. He must have been really out of position there.
He was in the river down here, and he was just kind of walking around. I think maybe he was going to place a ward, and Ara just ulted and walked up and stunned him and 2-shotted him pretty much.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
A little bit of a take there from Solo.
Yeah. You were saying about Blink Necro.
Yeah. You don't really need the Necro 3. If you don't feel like you need the Necro 3 to get the kills, you can just go for the Blink Dagger. It seems like it's just it's another one of those like player preference things. Sometimes it's just like, oh, he's gonna go book 3 for sure, and he goes for the Blink, and then other times it's like, oh, he's gonna go Blink for sure, and they just go for the 3. So maybe he just feels like with since they got the entrance into the enemy jungle, he's gonna be able to make some plays with Blink and the global Sunstrike presence.
Yep. Well, for Vega, they're gonna continue the push. Exorcism is up, and this is something scary. Do Escape, can they keep dodging these fights? They do have a Beast Monster who can push well, or do they eventually just have to suck it up and fight into Exorcism?
Definitely gonna have to fight eventually. Maybe not into the Exorcism, maybe now they see the Exorcism blown, so they could actually prep to set up to go for this when it starts to get low. So they know it's got last 35 seconds, it's already been on for 10 seconds, so it's got 25 seconds remaining. It can catch them on the retreat.
Their tower is getting really low though, and they'll get the sleep out onto no one, but there's not really looking to be any follow-up, and yeah, not too much damage on that top tower, just ball spam.
Yep, they're farming. They want to complete Quake Zags, they want to complete the Sven's next item, which is probably going to be the BKB.
It's such a passive game.
Yeah, but I mean, Escape is slowly but surely pulling ahead because of how hard they're farming Corkfoot. Now it does actually get found out from Mag. It's bashed, stunned, and he gets struck.
Slithering Crush onto the Forge spirits just in case.
Yep, the ward on the high ground there from Vega, pretty super common out of a dire team. As soon as they lose their top towers, they always tend to put either this cliff ward or maybe a ward a little bit further out into the entrance of their jungle, just to catch if any of the Radiant heroes are farming there, and it works, and they end up getting Qualifier.
I didn't quite see. Oh, now for sure they'll know about the Roshan on the Radiant. Dire, since they did take the timer, will of course know. And Era, they could bust this down. Oh, he's really close to that BKB. He's gonna have it pretty much. So they will take the tier 2, get the BKB up, and then maybe they can sneak a rush. Maybe they can just force Vega into a bad fight around it.
Yeah, as long as Exorcism's down, they can take it. But when Exorcism's up, it makes it a lot harder. However, they still do have the potential of doing what we were talking about in the drafting phase. If the Death Prophet is too far out of position, he can just get swapped and bursted down. Especially because they have, Elder Titan. So like the Earth Splitter does an immense amount of damage, and Echo Stop, if it's placed properly in the back line or something, it's able to completely stop the counter initiation from Vega.
Haven't talked about the supports much because I'm not gonna lie, I've been focusing way too much on escapes items. So we'll also be seeing a nice BKB pickup from the Terrorblade, also a 10-second one towards finishing off that Manta, and of course 4-star coming out of Mag. So very mobile there on the Slaughter, should be able to make some plays.
Yeah, and he's got great farming, great levels. Level 11 Slaughter, pretty much the ideal that you want right here. Blink, 4-step, and even has treads. So he is going to be dealing out a little bit of damage in these fights. Oh. And of course bashes. Yeah,
this has of course been seen by Escape. They're gonna go
Elder Titan.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be the stomp. It only hits onto one, but the Earth Splitter, you need to get out of here, FN. No, the Wolves into it. They will manage to get the Aegis onto that Terrorblade, and Cinder and get blown up.
The fight is totally split up though.
Yeah, what is happening over here? Era, he was trying to get something done, but instead just uses the BKB. They won't get a bash. As you said, they cannot fight into that Exorcism.
I am not sure what happened. I don't know if that was...
didn't get the Primal Roar off. Oh, he jumped up here and it looks like he got disabled. Winter's Curse
it just looks like it was miscommunication. Yapsor and Cinderin went for the pit, while Kezu and Era jumped onto the high ground, and Era popped God Strength. He didn't BKB off initially, and he was next to his Beastmaster, so he just chunked him down in 3 hits.
Ooh.
So a big misinitiation by Escape Gaming. They even have Hawk and the Elder Titan Astral Spirit to be able to give them the information in the fight, so definitely a big mistake there for them.
Yeah, maybe just a little too excited to get the jump. Obviously gonna put a dent in their net worth and make the game harder, because now you're fighting against a Terrorblade with an Aegis, and as you said, again, still need to worry about the Death Prophet with that Exorcism.
And he's got Shivas now, so DP's farming very well. Shivas and Yules.
This is such a pain. They need, I mean, obviously there are things you can build up physical resistance to not have the Exorcism hurt as much, but...
nice scan by Vega. They catch out Escape, making the movement into their jungle.
Yeah. And that is just frustrating for them.
Yeah, it was a nice move by Escape too. They recognized that they could do that. They smoked up to try to go for the opportunity, but yeah, great scan from Vega. And they also kind of... I feel like they kind of knew that was coming just because bottom lane is pushing in so hard. They have 2 wards in the mid lane. They didn't really see anybody along any of that line, so they're just like, okay, they have to be moving toward it.
Oh, there's no Exorcism right now. The Primal Roar as well as the Stormbolt, but a beautiful 4-star forward, and no one not quite as where they want to go. There'll be an Earth Splitter. Will it be enough? No such luck. He's healing up, but maybe they can catch on the backline. Kezu actually really out of position. Cinderin with a swap save, and now a stun. Sioma, oh, the Winter's Curse just flying out onto Era. No one's back up to full health, and the Exorcism now is up. Era's BKB going to be wearing off. He needs to get out of dodge. There's also another team fight going on where Qualifier having to deal with FN. I feel like Qualifier, we haven't seen too much out of him. We're about to see him go down.
These 4-staff plays by Mag.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the Yules. I did not think that was... Oh, lots of Yulesing. Everybody's Yulesing, but here we go. Yapso falling.
Yeah, that's almost like a game-winning 4-staff right there by Mag. Forces the Death Prophet out of the initial initiation. The Brave actually comes out, maybe a little bit unnecessary in the Death Prophet there. They end up saving him. Then Mag also gets he gets comboed up by the Invoker, the Meatball Deafening Blast, and he 4-staffs out of that as well. So 4-staff looking like best item ever right now.
Yeah, and no one did see Exorcism in that fight as it was coming off of cooldown. This is most certainly tier 3s. It might be more. And I'll say it again, I just feel like Qualifier hasn't had the impact he often does on his Invoker.
No, he really seems to just be struggling a lot, not being able to find opportunities for him, and just seems like Escape is a bit disconnected this game.
Oh, Kazu, he tries for the Primal Roar, but instead it's tossed up into the Yules. The Silence Axe doesn't hit, but the Stun sure does. And Kazu will get brought down too, quickly dead. A third to follow on the Elder Titan. Qualifier now trying to help out some. Era is poking away at people, but the Thunder comes out. Oh, the Elder Titan managed to not die, but let's see if Qualifier will be so lucky. It's not looking like it, and Vega, they do not want to let Escape directly qualify for TI. FN going to be saved by the Cold Embrace from the towers, and oh, what happened here? Escape was looking so polished just every other game.
Seems like, I mean, honestly, they are not coordinating properly in these fights. They seem to be going for different targets. They don't seem to be having they don't seem to even be having the advantage in vision when they have a Beastmaster with Hawk. Nice swap from Synderen.
Yeah, but he dodges a nice dodge on the stun. Synderen going to go down. Era trying to poke away at them, but Mag saved from physical damage. Kazu with the Primal Roar onto no one. Can they finally kill her down? But instead, a Winter's Curse delaying them for a little bit. Kazu just needs to hit someone, but there is the blink away now. Spirit Siphon causing a lot of problems for him. Earth Splitter will be coming out of Yules to dodge it. It pulls back the Aeronaut Blade, but it doesn't do nearly enough, and it does look like, okay, the Spirit, oh, and the Stun, they are working onto no one. There's no escape here, though, unfortunately, for no one. Just try to get some damage. The Dazzle also not going to be getting out due to Cold Snap.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is going on here with Escape?
I don't know, this Sven item build just feels a bit lackluster. I just every time I see this hero without an Echo Saber, I just feel like he's not really he's just like missing the potential of the hero. And his item choices are probably not what's losing them this game. It just seems like it's a lot more so on just miscoordination. Like you saw it, like I was saying during that Roshan fight, they went completely on split on targets. They must have just not been talking during the engagement, and they're just feeling the pressure. And Vega's draft is working around its timings. They've got pretty much everything that they need to be able to fight against Escape, while Escape is still lacking items, it feels. They need more.
Well, Qualifier on, a couple of different upsides. Obviously, you've got Sven, inbuilt Cleave, can handle one lane of supers, but as well, getting richer. He's not at Death Prophet levels, but of course she's pretty rich because, yeah, he just surpassed her, and she was pretty rich because of the rack. So, Qualifier working further and further to become something that's impactful. Do you know what's going on there? Is it just it's odd up against the Wyvern, the Dazzle, with decent ways to save? Because it felt like the early Sunstrikes, obviously punishing the Cold Embrace, were working out really well, and then it's just had trouble.
I don't know. I think they must just be having like something going on between them. Like it's really not working out, and he just seems like I don't know if it's like tilted or something, but he even hits level 16 and he doesn't grab the level 4 Invoke either. So it just seems like something's going on between them. And it's not the Escape gaming that we've been seeing in the last 2 days.
In their defense, it has been some really long, grueling days. It's also, I'm not super sure, it's, starting to get into night for them. Not anything later than I think they're used to, but definitely something where maybe they've been playing all day, really trying hard, right, for these qualifiers. Concentration can break.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not to take anything away from Vega too, they are playing quite well this game. Their draft it's different from what we've been seeing. The Terrorblade is more so, like, of course, what we've been seeing like every single game, but they went back for the Slardar, which was losing a bit of popularity, and it's proving to be extremely beneficial for them. Mag is making plays all over. And now all 5 heroes weaved up on the side of Vega, and they are looking to go for the high ground with the Death Prophet level 16.
Oh, the ult comes out, and they have a problem on Escape. They have 3 buybacks at the ready. They're gonna go actually for a wraparound play from Era. If he can burst down no one, this can work. There we go. Popping the God Strength, jumping right on in. They're working down Solar, but no, immediately saved out there. Death Prophet as well taking a lot of damage here, but will she be going down? She's Spirit Siphoning up. Somebody needs to get on over to her and track her down, but instead they lose the Sven. Death Prophet getting it. They haven't brought back yet. Sven jumps in. Invoker still has a couple of spells, but this is another lane of racks. Everybody is going to be slept up. No one... Oh, Exorcism is over. Can they do something? 3 against the world, but melee racks are going down, and it is, yeah, Qualifier having that ult blown on him, put into a bad position. Now silenced up, brought down immediately. Then going to be slowed down over here. Shiva's coming out as well, and
super over.
That is GG. They don't have a way back in.
They haven't called it just yet, but there's no way that they come back from this deficit. Like we were saying, Sven needs to be ahead.
Yeah, this is, well, what we were hoping was going to be the Cinderella story for Escape. They are still obviously going to qualify for playoffs, but as you said, it's not over yet. Maybe they can somehow force Vega into making a mistake, but they are looking much more disciplined than their earlier games.
Yeah, Vega's lineup is just working out, and Escape, but I mean, we've been saying it constantly, they just seem very, very disconnected this game.
For Era, itemization, obviously he was working on that AC. Afterwards, how do you feel about how this, Madness doesn't feel like it's working. Do you replace that one?
I mean, if he even makes it to that point, yeah, he's gonna have to, but it's just like, like nothing's really working for him, and it just seems like that top overextension where they lost 3 heroes was like the beginning of the downfall for them. Of course, they made a couple plays after that, which ended up working okay for them, but overall, it was Vega making the better plays, making the better decision making.
Well, Death Prophet, she's close to Octarine, so that's gonna be more base structures gone. Not super sure what to say.
Yeah, and I like Escape's draft overall as well. Vega's draft is very strong in its ways, of course, too, but it just seems like Escape's not playing around the strengths of their draft as much as Vega is. Vega's doing a very good job of playing around their exorcism, playing around their long duration ultimates, playing around the metamorphosis, and I mean Mag's been having a terrific game. He jungled for the most part, and he's 2-1-14 involved in 16 of their kills, and he's had great force staff usage, and now he's level 16, so max amplify damage.
Oh. They do have a Blink Dagger up on Invoker, so hopefully Qualifier can keep himself alive. As we checked out, buyback status not great for Escape. They need to waste another 5 minutes basically if they want to not have to, or want to be able to have buybacks up. But of course, Roshan ready.
Aegis and Cheese, and this might be the big hurrah for Escape Gaming to go for a big play.
I mean, they're not. That's the other thing. I believe that they'll have to, if they lose this, again, you never know, they have to play in tiebreakers for the first position. So it's not awful, but if they play like this in the tiebreakers, they're not beating Fantastic Five.
Middle tower is under attack.
No, but this seems like it definitely seems like an off game for them.
Scary thought when it happens at the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, Kezu poking around. He is really poor for Kezu's Beast Monster. I should stop hopping on it. Let's see. Perfect team fight. What does it look like for Escape?
5-man Echo Stomp into 5-man Elder Titan Ultimate into 5-man Sven stun with Cleave on top of it, but very unlikely. It's not going to happen at all. I mean, they have very limited ways to win the fights now at this point. The Terrorblade he's too big to get bursted down at all. He's 43 armor, 3,000 or 2,500 HP, and a BKB. So, yeah, I don't think he can die. I really don't think he can be killed unless the Dazzle's completely out of position.
Qualifier taking quite a bit of damage out from Mag, and because they have 2 racks down, it seems very hard for Escape to kind of get a pick outside of their base to lay these things up. Vega don't need to stay apart; they can just group and push down the top lane.
And that's what they're gonna do. There are 2 lanes that are in great positions. Terrorblade sends illusions to both. He actually picks up an illusion rune as well.
Just gonna have all of those fake Terrorblades coming, and yeah, they are hanging out in the base. This is kind of their only hope. Maybe gonna try to use those natural choke points, but gosh, Death Prophet can just exorcism, run at it.
Yeah, I don't really know what Escape can do, to be honest. They're
start planning for Fantastic Five.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough to say this, but fighting into Vega's lineup, they know exactly what they need to do. They weave up the 2 frontliners, and they're just going to walk in, and these racks are going to drop. Era's trying to go for this wraparound play, but they know he's there.
Yeah, he'll get spotted out. Oh, there's gonna be a swap. Then a nice earth splitter. They managed to know no one immediately eating up the cheese, getting ready to start spirit siphoning people as well. Qualifier, just look at how quickly he burns down to that Terrorblade. Rack's getting very low here. Era working on the back lines, did manage to kill some. Now looking for Mag, will be able to get the kill there, but your buildings, your base, it's gone. And she's just working on more. going to try to pick off the Elder Titan. Also, the tier 4s there, actually, Exorcism is over, but Yapsor's dead as well. Immediate buyback coming out there, while Terrorblade Illusions work on the tier 4's Era. Going to work to pick her off. She has Spirit Siphons, going to throw out that Yules as well, and look at all of Era's health disappear.
Oh, Spirit Siphon, what a spell you are, especially with Octarine. Mega Creep's taken and taking the fight in a pretty good manner for Escape Gaming, but it's just too little too late.
Yeah, it's well, they'll try to get a kill here. I think you YOLO push? Oh, well, they're actually gonna try to go on Terrorblade. He, of course, does still have that Thunder. Let's see if they can't get on out and away from him. He gets a kill first, of course, has the Aegis too. Era getting very low, he'll go down, no buyback there. And I have to imagine, that's the GG's.
A couple mistakes from Escape, they seemed really disconnected this game. I know I keep saying it, but that's pretty much what I feel like what happened. Their draft definitely had the potential to win. It was a little bit hard just because of the start that they had it, and Qualifier just wasn't able to really put an impact on the game with his Invoker. And Era wasn't really either. They had that like one miss rotation top from him, and it really slowed him down heavily.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're actually gonna have a bit of a wait because obviously there's Secret versus Empire. If Empire wins, there's tiebreakers one way. There are tiebreakers no matter what. Obviously we have contention for the first team.